Have you guys ever wanted to watch anime with me? Well, now you guys can. We watch all type of anime and we do it on a nightly basis. All you guys have to do is follow me on Twitch and click the link in the description to join the Discord. With that out of the way, let's get into the intro. With the fight on the rooftop finally reaching its climax, we're going to see characters go all out. We're going to see Kaido use his hybrid form, Zoro in the future is going to use Ashura, and different characters who have something up their sleeve, they'll go all out as well. So in this video, I'm going to be talking about the feats of the worst generation of those that are on top of the rooftop. Now, obviously, with more chapters to drop, some people can either be risen on this list and people can go down. And in this video, by no means am I power scaling. Just because one person is higher than the other does not mean I think that they are stronger. So keep that in mind. But if you guys enjoy regular One Piece content, then make sure you guys like the video, subscribe to the channel, and hit that notification bell so you guys never miss out on a new video. With that out of the way, my name is Potential Unleashed, and let's see which member of the worst generation has been most impressive. And before we start listing the members of the worst generation, I just want to say that all of them have a tremendous feat and showing off how durable they are. Each member of the worst generation were indeed attacked by Big Mom's lightning, and all of them got affected except for Luffy because obviously he's rubber. And it was more towards the end of one chapter, I believe it was 102, and right back in chapter 103 they all were up. So in real time they were all probably down for only a little bit of time, probably a couple of seconds, and they were right back in the fight. Coming in at last place for number 5, I have Eustace Kid. Now, this is a no-brainer for me, and probably other members within the community probably agree. And it's because we've had such high expectations for him, only for him to be a letdown and he hasn't delivered. A while ago, Oda stated that Kid would be important. He'd have an important role in major arcs that are coming up. And he was also depicted to be Luffy's rival, being the only person to have a higher bounty than him at Sabaody. But so far, the only thing I can consider impressive is his Punk Vice attack. And then he also had a body slam attack called the Slam Gibson, but that was just okay. It was nothing spectacular. For a Yonko, a man that survived jumping off of a sky island and only coming down with a headache, did Kid really think that doing something like a body slam attack would really impact him? Kid was also shocked to see how much damage Luffy was able to do to Kaido in his Gear 4, and for someone to be impressed that much by his rival, well, okay, that's a bit disappointing. Now, we've only had real action on the roof for about 3 or 4 chapters, so I'm not too concerned yet. There's still probably a lot more that's going to happen. And Luffy is now out of commission with his hockey time limit. And so maybe we'll finally get more Kid action. For number 4, I have Trafalgar Law. When we first started fighting on the rooftop, I was a little bit concerned for Law because while everybody was using and unleashing their new attacks, all Law did was chuck some rocks at Kaido. And I'm like, alright, Law, do you really think that's going to hurt Kaido? Like, what, you thought you were doing something? But his biggest names attack that he's used against Yonko has been the Gamba Knife, which he used on Kaido, and then he used the Counter Shock, which was on Big Mom. Now, even though they withstood the attack, they did some damage because, Law's a surgeon, and most of his attacks, they do damage from within internally. Now, I love Law in this situation because he may not be the strongest of the swordsmanship on the rooftop as of now, and he doesn't have the strong swordsmanship that Zoro has, doesn't have the Rio that Luffy has, but the way he uses his Devil Fruit to assist the others, that's so satisfying, and it's enough for what his role is suited for. He saved Luffy from being attacked by Kaido's club. He also assisted with Zoro in using his room to trade places with people so that Zoro can cut fire. And now, the thing that's concerning with me is that Law has already used his biggest named attack known which is the Gamma Knife. We saw how much damage it did to Doflamingo, and so maybe he might have something in his back pocket, and if he doesn't, well, Lost kind of screwed. And for number 3, I have Killer. Now, I'm going to be honest with you guys, my expectation was that Killer was going to be useless and the weakest one on the roof because of what we saw in his fight against Zoro. And I know before you Killer fans be like, oh, well, he was nerfed. Well, Zoro was nerfed too, and he still got destroyed. Well, Killer got destroyed. Now, his first attack was called the Decapitation Claw, and it wasn't really impressive. Like, it dealt damage, but it was just there. But his second attack is really what stood out to me, which it was called the Sonic Scythe, where it was a unique technique where it basically, I think it'll be depicted better in the anime because obviously drawing fights and animating them are completely different and they're harder to, I guess, interpret if you don't see them. So the manga panels, they had it where Killer's scythes, or punishers, if you will, that's what the proper term is, they were getting larger, and most likely it was an illusion, right? And it hurt Kaido on the inside. But so far on this list, nobody who's a swordsman, or I guess uses sharp pointy objects, uses blades, have been able to penetrate Kaido's scale. Now, personally, Law and Killer, they probably could be interchangeable, but the reason why I have Killer higher than him is because how little my expectations for him actually was. And for number 2, I have Monkey D. Luffy himself. He's someone who isn't necessarily impressive because, let's be real, he's the MC. We all expected him to have the most important, the most vital role, and the most screen time in him attacking the Yonkos, right? And ever since chapter 1000, Luffy, he's made his presence known, right? Hitting Kaido with Red Rock, Kong Gun, Kong Rifle, the Rhino Schneider, and I think a Kong Organ, maybe Kong Gatling, I don't know. He just hit Kaido with a lot of attacks, okay? And he's also withstood a direct hit from Kaido's Blast Breath. If you guys want to know how impressive that is, when you guys, I think it's episode 914, maybe 913, it literally took and put a crater in Odin's castle. So I guess when it gets animated, you'll see how Zoro cut his Black Breath, and different times that he's used it. It'll kind of show how, I guess, powerful it is. So Luffy withstanding that, that's pretty impressive. And I don't think it's just me, probably the community in general. I think we had mixed feelings about the fact that Luffy still runs into that problem of the hockey regulation, the time limit of 10 minutes. It's a little aggravating, but I guess, it shows that he still has a long way to go in his training. But we thought when in him doing the Rio training that he wouldn't have this handicap anymore. But I guess that's not the case. Now, Big Mom, she also, at first her and Kaido, they were just joking around like, Luffy, what the fluff are you doing here? You're not doing anything. But then when she saw that how Kaido took his attacks and that actually did damage to him, she started fighting seriously. And I personally think that Luffy's the strongest of the the worst generations on the rooftop. But just because he's the strongest does not mean it's the most impressive. And I think that we all can say that there's one character that's been more impressive to us on the rooftop. And for number 1, I have Zoro. Zoro's clearly without a doubt been the most impressive, being able to cut different flame attacks. And Zoro, he said he stole Kiyomo's moon. He stole his move. I'm pretty sure that he trained with Kiyomo while Luffy and the others were at Whole Cake Island. I don't think Zoro just saw him and was like, up, it's mine down. Maybe Zoro has a shuriken under his left eye, but who knows. But Zoro also used an attack called the Flying Dragon Blaze. And although it didn't physically hurt anybody, he did cut the horn of the giant skull on the island of Onigashima, where I think you guys don't understand how impressive that was, because that island is big as fluff, right? And it's not as big as Pika, but I think you can scale it maybe just slightly smaller. And the big difference is that Zoro used his strongest, I'd say, technique in the Billion World Fold, I don't remember exactly, but it's his secret technique, something that he rarely uses, something that he uses to really finish a fight, right? And Zoro only used one slash attack to do this, Yeah, that's impressive. And then Zoro also countered Kaido's Dragon Twister with his own, canceling it out. And he's been the only character on the rooftop to penetrate through Kaido's scales and not dealing internal damage like the other people. And Zoro has also saved Luffy's life countless of times. I think it's 5 total times. Somebody correct me if I'm wrong. And the only negative thing I could say about Zoro is that he did take Zeus's lightning attack, but he was trying to, I guess, use the opening that different characters gave him. But everybody on the rooftop got hit by Zeus's attack, and they all got up like it was nothing right afterwards. So I don't really put that against him, but I guess if I had to not be biased as a Zoro fan, I do have to say that was something that I wish never happened. But by far, Zoro has been the most impressive of the worst generation on the rooftop, and it's not even close. And Zoro still hasn't gone all out, so I can't wait. Now that Luffy's out of condition, I can't wait for him to finally use Ashura. And there we have it, ladies and gentlemen. Those are my take of who I think the 5 most impressive of the rooftop are. If you guys want to know who I think the order of strength, it goes Luffy, Zoro, Law, Kid, and Killer. Maybe Kid's stronger than that. I don't know. We just haven't seen from him. Maybe I'll change that after, I guess, a couple chapters have dropped. But guys, let me know your guys' thoughts about the rooftop scene. Who do you guys are more impressed by? Who do you guys want to see more? But thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Also hit that notification bell so you guys never miss out on a new video. Follow me on Instagram, Twitter, Snapchat, and TikTok. Posting more on that, so if you guys want additional anime content, you guys can follow me there. Thank you guys so much for watching, and don't forget to unleash your potential.